Welcome back, Patriots fans. The preseason is finally behind us, and while that last game against the Giants didn't go the way New England would have hoped, it's important to remember that preseason results rarely tell the full story of a team's potential. Losses, wins, and even standout individual performances at this stage are just snapshots, not definitive statements about the season ahead. That being said, the 2025 Patriots are entering a pivotal moment in their roster construction, with some difficult decisions looming and several key players either sidelined or under intense scrutiny. One major development, of course, is that last year's top draft pick will not be part of this year's lineup, which immediately impacts both the team's short-term performance expectations and long-term strategy. Beyond that, there's plenty of intrigue surrounding potential roster moves, positional battles, and how the coaching staff will navigate the final stretch of preparations heading into the regular season. Starting with the wide receiver room, the absence of Jalen Polk for the entire season is a substantial setback. Polk, a former Washington product with considerable athletic upside, suffered a shoulder injury in the first preseason game, and after a period of evaluation, the decision was made to proceed with surgery. While it's never ideal to lose a player of his caliber, this move actually provides some clarity for the receiving core. With Polk out, the team can consolidate depth and prioritize players who are fully healthy and ready to contribute immediately. The trade rumors that swirled around Polk earlier in the offseason are now moot. His focus shifts entirely to rehabilitation and preparation for 2026. For the Patriots, this means the offensive scheme may need to adapt slightly, leaning on the players who are present and available, and emphasizing cohesion and reliability over pure upside for the upcoming season. The impact of this absence is magnified by the performance, or in some cases, the limited production of the 2024 draft class. Outside of Drake Maye, most of the rookie class has struggled to establish a significant presence. Players like Caden Wallace continue to compete for roster spots, showing flashes of promise, but lacking the consistency to make a major impact just yet. It's an ongoing challenge for the Patriots, as any team's early draft picks are expected to contribute meaningfully, and when they do not, it places additional pressure on veteran players to carry the load. Polk's injury only underscores how precarious depth can be at key positions, and it serves as a reminder that even well-laid plans can quickly change when injuries strike. Moving beyond the receiving core, attention shifts to one of the league's most discussed defensive figures, Micah Parsons. While Parsons is not a Patriot, his situation has generated considerable discussion about how far a team might go to secure an elite defensive presence. Parsons' ongoing contract saga with the Dallas Cowboys highlights the potential ripple effects in the NFL, including what a franchise like New England might consider if a player of that caliber became available. The tension between Parsons, his representation, and the Cowboys' management has reached a level of public drama, with statements and actions that suggest serious dissatisfaction. This kind of high-stakes negotiation is a reminder that elite talent often comes with equally complex off-field dynamics. And for a team like the Patriots, these situations are always monitored closely as part of broader roster strategy considerations. Turning back to New England, another area generating intrigue is the kicking game. The competition for the starting kicker position is heating up, with rookie Andy Borles entering the season as the projected starter after being selected in the 6th round. His performance in preseason, however, has been inconsistent, with missed field goals from mid to long range raising questions about his reliability under pressure. John Parker Romo, who has experience stepping in for other teams in high-pressure situations, remains a contender and has demonstrated a level of consistency that cannot be ignored. Coach Bill Belichick and the Patriots decision-makers face a challenging choice. Do they prioritize the investment made in a young draft pick with potential for growth, or do they opt for a more experienced player who can deliver immediate results? This decision is emblematic of the larger balancing act the Patriots must perform as they prepare for the season, weighing long-term development against short-term competitiveness. As the roster approaches the cut-down period, the intensity ramps up. From 90 players in the offseason to a lean 53-man roster, every decision carries significant weight. The final spots on the roster are particularly contentious, with several players battling for limited positions. Veterans like Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings, who once held starting roles, are now competing against younger or less proven players for their place on the team. Duggar's preseason performance, including a standout showing with multiple tackles and an interception, reinforces his value, but even strong performances don't guarantee security. The Patriots must weigh production, potential trade value, and team needs when finalizing the roster, and that process inevitably produces difficult calls. In addition to Duggar and Jennings, there are other players on the bubble whose fate will be decided in the coming weeks. Jack Westover, potentially retained for tight end depth, provides flexibility in both offensive schemes and special teams assignments. Javon Baker continues to oscillate between impactful plays and inconsistencies, suggesting a role as a special teamer or practice squad candidate is most likely at this time. Cole Strange, the former first-round pick now positioned as a backup on the offensive line, brings pedigree and versatility that could secure his spot. Defensive contributors like Delpet at safety and Marte Mapu, who has transitioned from safety to linebacker, round out a group of players whose performance in the final roster evaluations will determine whether they remain part of the active roster or are relegated to developmental roles. The process is further complicated by external variables, such as late free agent acquisitions and potential trades. The Patriots management must remain agile, assessing not just the players currently on the roster, but also opportunities that may arise as other teams make cuts or adjust their lineups. It is a strategic chess game where timing, evaluation, and flexibility are as crucial as raw talent. Every decision can have cascading effects on depth, special teams, and overall team performance throughout the season. The coaching staff, led by Bill Belichick, has always excelled in these high-pressure evaluations, but this year presents its own unique set of challenges. Balancing the development of young talent, integrating key veterans, addressing injuries, and navigating positional battles requires meticulous planning and the ability to make difficult choices quickly. For fans, it's a fascinating time to watch as strategy and performance collide in real time, and every practice, every preseason snap, and every player interaction carries added significance as the team shapes the roster that will take the field in September. As the cut-down period approaches, the tension around the Patriots roster intensifies. With nearly 40 players set to be released to reach the official 53-man limit, every decision becomes a high-stakes gamble. The team has to balance immediate needs with long-term strategy, and every roster spot represents not just a player, but a potential shift in the team's identity for the season. Players on the bubble are acutely aware that their performances in the final practices and preseason games will determine whether they remain part of the active roster or are relegated to practice squad duties. For many, this is more than just competition. It is a defining moment in their careers, a chance to solidify their place in the NFL or to face the harsh reality of roster turnover. The Patriots coaching staff, with their reputation for meticulous preparation, is watching every snap, every route run, and every defensive alignment with an intensity that few outside the organization can fully grasp. Veterans like Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings exemplify the precarious nature of these final evaluations. Duggar, once a key starter and even a team captain, now finds himself competing with younger, hungrier players who are eager to seize any opportunity. His performance against the Giants, including multiple tackles, a crucial interception, and several pass breakups, demonstrated that he still possesses the talent and football IQ to contribute meaningfully. However, talent alone is not enough. The Patriots must weigh salary considerations, potential trade value, and roster composition in making their decisions. Duggar's performance makes him an attractive trade candidate, but New England would likely need to absorb a significant portion of his contract to facilitate any move. Similarly, Jennings, who missed the preseason finale due to injury, remains a player whose future with the team is uncertain. His versatility as a defensive end is valuable, but the Patriots will need to determine whether his potential contributions outweigh the roster flexibility that could be gained by releasing or trading him. Beyond these familiar names, there are several players who exist in the gray area between practice squad and active roster. Jack Westover, for example, offers flexibility at tight end and fullback positions, providing the coaching staff with options that can be critical in certain offensive schemes. Javon Baker, while inconsistent at times, has demonstrated value on special teams, which could secure his spot or at least a practice squad placement. Cole Strange, a former first-round pick now slated as a backup on the offensive line, brings a combination of pedigree and adaptability that makes him a strong candidate to survive the cuts. Defensive contributors like Del Pett at safety and Marte Mapu, who has transitioned from safety to linebacker, continue to compete for the final spots, showing flashes of playmaking ability and athleticism that could tip the scales in their favor. Each of these players must navigate not only their on-field performance, but also the broader context of the team's strategic needs, creating a pressure cooker environment where even small mistakes can have outsized consequences. The kicking competition adds another layer of complexity to the Patriots' decision-making process. Rookie Andy Borles, selected in the 6th round, was initially projected as the starting kicker, but his inconsistency in preseason games has raised questions. Missed field goals from mid-range distances have put additional pressure on him, while John Parker Romo, with prior NFL experience and a reputation for consistency, remains a credible challenger. Belichick and the special teams staff face a difficult choice. Do they stick with the investment in a young player with potential for growth, or do they opt for the immediate reliability of a seasoned professional? This decision is emblematic of the broader approach the Patriots must take across the roster, balancing development and potential with proven performance. The outcome will not only impact game day results, but also set the tone for how the coaching staff approaches player development and risk management throughout the season. Meanwhile, the broader NFL landscape continues to influence the Patriots' strategy. High-profile situations, such as the ongoing contract drama surrounding Micah Parsons, serve as constant reminders of how fluid the league environment can be. While Parsons is not a Patriot, his situation demonstrates how elite talent can be both an opportunity and a challenge. For New England, monitoring these developments is part of a larger strategy to identify potential roster additions or trade opportunities, especially if a star player becomes available due to disputes or dissatisfaction with their current organization. The NFL operates as a dynamic marketplace, and teams like the Patriots must remain vigilant and proactive in order to capitalize on opportunities while mitigating risks. As the roster approaches its final configuration, the Patriots coaching staff will also need to consider depth and positional versatility. Injuries are inevitable over the course of a long season, and having players who can adapt to multiple roles is critical. This is particularly relevant in positions like linebacker, safety, and offensive line, where substitutions are frequent and the physical demands are extreme. Players like Marte Mapu, who has successfully transitioned from safety to linebacker, exemplify the kind of adaptability that can secure a roster spot. Similarly, offensive linemen who can fill multiple positions or tight ends who contribute on special teams offer the team valuable flexibility, allowing for strategic adjustments during games without compromising overall team performance. The Patriots' roster decisions are further complicated by salary cap considerations and the potential for trades. Every player retained or released affects the team's financial flexibility, and the organization must carefully evaluate whether retaining certain veterans or investing in younger talent aligns with both short-term goals and long-term plans. The coaching staff and front office are in constant dialogue, analyzing performance metrics, evaluating matchups, and projecting how each roster choice will impact the team over the course of a grueling season. This level of detailed planning is characteristic of the Patriots' approach and is a key reason why the organization has maintained competitive consistency over the years. In summary, the 2025 Patriots are navigating a complex and challenging preseason to regular season transition. The absence of key players, the uncertainty surrounding draft class contributions, the pressure of roster cutdowns, and the competitive dynamics of both offense and defense all contribute to a high-stakes environment where every decision carries significant consequences. The team's ability to adapt evaluate, and strategically manage these variables will play a decisive role in their success over the coming months. Each practice, preseason game, and roster decision is a piece of a larger puzzle, one that ultimately defines the Patriots' identity and potential as a contender in the NFL. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling in the NFL community as reports emerge that Drake Maye, the rising quarterback sensation, has allegedly stated he will no longer play alongside STEFON Diggs in the New England Patriots offense, sparking a wildfire of speculation about locker room dynamics and team strategy. Maye, who has been under intense scrutiny since being drafted, has shown flashes of brilliance, particularly with his ability to read defenses and make quick adjustments under pressure. But the alleged comments about Diggs have sent fans and analysts into a frenzy. The context in which Maye supposedly made this statement remains unclear, leading to questions about whether this was a genuine declaration of discontent or a misinterpreted remark taken out of a team meeting or media interaction. STEFON Diggs, known for his exceptional route running, quick hands, and reliable presence in clutch situations, has long been a cornerstone of the Patriots' offensive plans, making any separation between the quarterback and star wide receiver a potential seismic shift for the team. The NFL landscape thrives on such narratives, and insiders suggest that the underlying tension could stem from differing playing philosophies, contract negotiations, or simply the high-stakes environment of a team striving for playoff contention. While nothing has been confirmed, the rumor alone is enough to set social media ablaze, with fans dissecting every clip, interview, and press conference for hidden meaning. The alleged fallout between Maye and Diggs could have far-reaching implications for the Patriots' season trajectory, raising questions about team cohesion, offensive schemes, and coaching strategies. If the quarterback truly intends to avoid working with his top receiver, coaches might be forced to reevaluate passing formations, target distributions, and play-calling tendencies, potentially disrupting an offense that has relied heavily on synergy between quarterback and receiver to generate explosive plays. Analysts are already speculating on how this could impact fantasy football rankings, betting lines, and overall fan engagement, as the drama surrounding player relationships often carries as much intrigue as actual game results. Inside sources indicate that Maye has been exploring alternative methods of connecting with other receivers on the roster, perhaps indicating a shift in offensive philosophy that prioritizes mobility, spread formations, or more improvisational approaches to the passing game. STEFON Diggs, meanwhile, is reportedly maintaining professionalism, focusing on training and performance metrics. But the rumor has inevitably introduced an undercurrent of tension that could affect team morale if not addressed promptly. The complexity of quarterback-wide receiver dynamics cannot be overstated, as these relationships often dictate the success or failure of critical third-down conversions, red zone efficiency, and even the mental confidence of both players in high-pressure situations. Amid this swirling speculation, league insiders suggest that the Patriots' coaching staff may be quietly mediating tensions behind closed doors, attempting to prevent any public fallout that could destabilize locker room harmony. Reports indicate that the front office is acutely aware of the media storm surrounding Maye's alleged comments, and while official statements have been carefully worded to maintain discretion, there is little doubt that internal discussions are focused on reconciling differences and preserving the integrity of the team's offensive identity. Some analysts posit that the tension between quarterback and receiver could be a strategic ploy, designed either to elicit a trade, renegotiate contract terms, or influence personnel decisions without explicitly engaging in public disputes. The Patriots' history of disciplined locker room management suggests that the organization is likely weighing multiple contingency plans, from adjusting target hierarchies to potentially exploring draft or trade options that would mitigate the impact of a fractured quarterback-receiver relationship. Fans are dissecting every nuance, with social media amplifying speculative theories ranging from training camp altercations to philosophical disagreements over play design, further fueling the rumor mill. In this environment, Every glance, sideline gesture, and post-practice comment is being scrutinized for hidden signals, creating a tension-laden backdrop for what could be a defining chapter in both Maye and Diggs' careers, and by extension, the Patriots' fortunes this season. The implications of such a rift extend beyond on-field strategy, potentially affecting team culture, media narratives, and the broader perception of the Patriots organization among rivals, fans, and league executives. If the rumor holds weight, it might signal a shift in leadership dynamics within the locker room, as the quarterback's influence grows in contrast to established stars, potentially reshaping team hierarchies and affecting morale. This tension could influence play calling in crucial moments, particularly in high-stakes games where trust and timing between quarterback and receiver are paramount for success. Experts note that historically, teams experiencing visible discord between marquee players often face challenges in cohesion, execution, and resilience under pressure, though there are instances where internal friction has sparked innovation, adaptation, and unexpectedly positive outcomes. In this case, the Patriots' offensive staff might need to recalibrate practice routines, session structures, and even communication channels to ensure that Maye can maximize his effectiveness without alienating other key contributors. Meanwhile, STEFON Diggs' response, whether proactive, measured, or indirectly strategic, will inevitably shape public perception and could influence his market value in potential trade scenarios. The rumor itself underscores the high-stakes environment of the NFL, where player relationships, media interpretation, and team optics intertwine to create storylines that often eclipse statistical analysis and on-field performance in terms of public intrigue. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.